Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning.
It's Danielle.
And Tricia.
And today you're coming along with us on an adventure to our local public library to finally get some library cards and check out what they have. So we'll see you when we get there. Bye.
Okay, Danielle, we've been to the library.
Mm-hmm.
Did we succeed?
We definitely succeeded.
Yeah, we did.
You have to wait to see what we got.
Danielle has gone home now, but I have this nice big bag of library books to go through. The first one is Eliza from Scratch by Sophia Lee. This one seemed interesting. It's about a girl going into her final year of high school, trying to prove that she's the best, but accidentally gets enrolled in culinary arts, or like something happens, and instead of the class she wanted, she gets enrolled in culinary arts, and she's worried about getting the grade she wants. I believe clearly there's a love interest, but I believe he ends up being the top of the class, and she needs to prove that like she deserves the grade that she wants. The next book is Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. I loved The Hate You Give. It is one of my favorite books, possibly of all time. I actually just gave Danielle one of the copies I have of The Hate You Give, because I had two copies. One that I bought originally and freaking devoured, lent it out to a friend, and she ended up moving, so I got myself a second copy. That was the deluxe edition, and then she ended up shipping the book back to me, so I had two copies, so I gave one to Danielle. Anyways, this is the main character from The Hate You Give. It's her dad before he dies, or dies? The main character from The Hate You Give, it's her dad when he's young, before he's a dad, and that kind of stuff. So I've always wanted to read this book, but I haven't picked it up myself, so now I get to read it. The next book is Secrets of the Lost Ledgers by C.J. Archer. This is the fifth book in the Glass Library series. I have the first 4 books in the series and the entire series that comes before it as audiobooks. So I'm really looking forward to reading the 5th one. I didn't realize the 5th one was out, and I am excited for this. The next book I have is Salt Lick by Heidi James. I don't actually know what this book is about. I don't want to read the back. I've heard the title before. I don't know if I'll like it, but I figured check it out from the library, see if I like it, and give it a shot. Next one is Warriors, the Apprentice's Quest. This is book 1 of the Warrior series by Aaron Hunter. I know this is middle grade. I have no issue reading middle grade. One of my favorite series of all time is middle grade. But I'm not sure if this is going to be a series I like. So before I decide if I want to add it to my collection, I want to give it a read, see how it goes. And then I got Once Upon Another Time by James Riley. This, again, is middle grade. It looked interesting. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's the main girl is a giant, but she's tiny, so she uses magic to appear as giants in the giant town. That's all I know about it so far, so I'm looking forward to reading about that. Next, I got The Book of Witching by C.J. Cook. I did not read the inside flap. I just know that this is a gorgeous book. It drew my eye right away, and I am so looking forward to figuring out what it's about. The next book is The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. It is freaking gorgeous. So pretty. I, again, have not read the inside flap. I'm going into it blind, but I have wanted to pick this book up for so long because it's gorgeous, and I can't always justify buying a book just because of this. There have been times where I've bought a book because of this, and it has not been worth it. So I'm going to read it from the library, decide if it's good enough to add to my collection. Next, I have Bloodguard by C.C. Robson. Again, same thing. It is so pretty. I want it just for this. Like, so pretty. I have a bad need for all the pretty books. So going into this one blind as well. Next is Attached at the Hip by Christine Riccio. She is a YouTuber. I have her first 2 books. For the last couple of years, have been really bad at actually watching the YouTubers that I like to watch. So I didn't realize that her 3rd book had come out. And I believe she's currently working on her first adult romance instead of YA romance. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. I've enjoyed her other 2 that I've read / own. And it's one of those things where, once again, I want to read it to see if I want to add it to my collection. And then finally, I have Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is one of Ash's favorite books of all time. I don't know why I haven't read it, because Marissa Meyer wrote the Cinder series, which I absolutely adore. So I'm going to give this a shot for Ash. She didn't ask me to, but it looks interesting, so that's what I'm going to do. And that is all 11 books. 11 books that I picked up from the library. Whoops.
Here's everything I took out at the library. A Wizard for Hire by Obert Sky. Mr. Max's The Book of Lost Things by Cynthia Voigt. Swordstone Table, Old Legends, New Voices by Swapna Krishna and Jen Northington. Murder by Memory by Olivia Waite. Sherlock Holmes, The Breath of God by Guy Adams. A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. Beyond a Reasonable Stout by Ellie Alexander. The Brothers of Auschwitz by Malka Adler. Known to the Victim by Kelly Armstrong. The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu. And The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson. Let's see how many I read.